What's going on, guys? I'm Steve. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another video. If it's your first time stopping by the channel, hit that subscribe button. Trust me, you won't regret it. You'll return to subscribe. As always, guys, welcome back, and I do appreciate the support. Well, more breaking news as far as this New Orleans jailbreak is concerned. Here now, inmate number 5 has just been caught. Now, I just broke news yesterday, and we had a busy day of news yesterday with this whole situation with this New Orleans jailbreak, in which a maintenance man was identified, which I'll show you him today in this video as well, in helping them escape by cutting off the water in the toilet that they pulled away from the wall, and subsequently made their escape through the wall where the toilet was at. Now, that's just one story. This story broke last night. This news broke last night about a 5th inmate, Corey Boyd, 19 years old, pictured up here, where he was caught as well. And now that leaves it down to 5. And the ones that are arrested or have been recaptured so far are 20-year-old Kendall Miles. He was arrested Friday, hiding under a car in a hotel garage. Robert Moody, age 21, apprehended Friday in Mid-City after a Crime Stoppers tip, so somebody told on him. DeKeenan Dennis, age 24, captured late Friday near Chef Montour Highway and Dale Street. Gary C. Price, age 21, taken into custody Monday, which we talked about, in New Orleans East District. And Corey Boyd was taken into custody in New Orleans last night. Here's the story. We'll come back and give commentary.
Tell us that Orleans Parish Sheriff's Office maintenance worker, 33-year-old Sterling Williams, has been booked on 10 charges of principal to escape or helping inmates escape and 1 count of malfeasance in office. Here's a photo we actually just got into the newsroom from the Attorney General's office of 33-year-old Sterling Williams. Here it is here. Again, you can see his charges there. Court documents from sources say Williams told investigators that Antoine Massie, one of the inmates involved in this escape, according to investigators, he apparently told investigators that Massie threatened to shank him if he did not turn off water to the cell through which these 10 inmates escaped. Those documents also say Williams is seen on surveillance footage in one of the jail pods talking to Derek Groves, Massie, and another inmate. Louisiana Attorney General Liz Murrill released a statement about this upgrade of this, this arrest, this update that says, quote, "This is a continuing investigation and we will provide updates as often as possible. We will uncover all of the facts eventually, and anyone who aided and abetted will be prosecuted to the full extent the law allows. I encourage anyone who knows anything, and even those who may have provided assistance, to come forward now to obtain the best possible outcome in their particular case," end quote. The AG's office says Williams was arrested and booked without incident into the Orleans Parish Jail and then relocated to a different facility. As for those escaped inmates, only 4 of the 10 are back behind bars. Law enforcement from across the state and region continues searching for the remaining 6 on the run. Rob, back to you.
We do have to switch gears here to a bit of breaking news. This is a story that we've been following since it first broke last Friday. 10 inmates who escaped from a jail in New Orleans. Another one has been captured. I want to put this up on your screen. This is a tweet that we have there from the Louisiana State Police saying that the 5th fugitive arrested, it's an escaped inmate. The law enforcement agencies working collectively to locate the inmates who escaped from the New Orleans Parish Correctional Facility back on May 16th. They've now arrested 19-year-old Corey Boyd, and that's the picture that they had there of that arrest taking place. Also hearing from the Attorney General there in Louisiana saying captured inmate Corey Boyd is now back in custody. He was originally incarcerated on charges of second-degree murder, attempted second-degree murder, and aggravated battery. He will now face additional charges related to that escape. And so we wanted to bring you this update here on Live Now from Fox. If you've been following this story closely,
law enforcement across the area search for the remaining 6 people who escaped from the Orleans Parish Jail Friday.
Authorities say the Orleans Justice Center maintenance worker Sterling Williams helped them escape. Williams says one of the escapees, Antoine Massie, threatened to stab him if he didn't help. Now, a local provider of electronic monitors says that Massie should never have been placed in the general jail population to begin with.
Matt Dennis calls Massie an escape artist with a dangerous history, as Rob Masson reports.
When it comes to the arrest of Orleans jail maintenance worker Sterling Williams, Matt Dennis says he wasn't surprised.
And you're astonished that they keep this level of risk on the first floor of that jail.
Dennis with ASAP Release Electronic Monitors is talking about escapee Antoine Massie, who is accused in court documents of threatening to stab Williams prior to the jailbreak if Williams didn't cut off water to the toilet that was yanked out to provide an escape route for 10 inmates.
There isn't an ounce of this man's history that doesn't escape.
Dennis says Massie, who's wanted for rape and kidnapping in St. Tammany, as well as domestic abuse and theft in Orleans Parish, had prior escapes dating back to 2007 and was no longer a candidate for one of the hundreds of electronic monitors placed on Orleans defendants.
He had no intention of wearing an ankle monitor. 2 hours. And he cut it off. And we had him in jail pretty quickly. We went and got him.
Massie was one of 10 inmates seen jumping off of a back prison loading dock Friday morning, caught on a camera that was not being monitored in real time.
For that footage that we've all now seen, where you have the 10 inmates running outside the facility, is there a door sensor there that would alert the command center that that door is now open? Some kind of alarm that goes off?
No, that is not an exit door.
As New Orleans City Council members investigate vulnerabilities in the prison security system, Matt Dennis is helping police in trying to locate escapees like Massie.
These escapes happened. NOPD and state police and U.S. Marshals went instantly into our offender management system and identified the individuals in there that had previously worn ankle monitors.
And Matt Dennis says when someone cuts off an ankle monitor, he notifies the public immediately. It took more than 7 hours for the sheriff's office to realize the escape had occurred and notify the public after Friday's escape.
Guys, you seen that? 5 inmates remain after 19-year-old Corey Boyd's arrest in New Orleans. Now, so far, all of these guys have been caught close by the jail or in the city where they escaped from said jail. And I want to go down the line. Let's talk about this maintenance man first, Sterling Williams. I call BS on everything he's saying. And I'm going to tell you why. You're inside the jail. You go home every night. You said they threatened you. The one guy, Antoine Massie, the guy with all the damn tattoos on his face, he threatened you to give you some shank action if you didn't cut the water off in the cell. Listen, after you left that cell, after being threatened, whether you turn the water on or off, or whether it's done inside the cell or not, you know what I'm saying, or remotely, you had a chance to say something before you went home and they made their escape. That's why I ain't feeling nothing he's saying. Also, did you hear him say, oh, he was talking to 3 other inmates seen in there in the cell, just talking to him, collaborating. You up there politicking with these inmates, trying to be their friends and all this other stuff. I don't know if because you scared you got to be amongst them to do your work or whatever, but whatever it is, you did it and you deserve a lot of time too. I'd hammer this dude with time. Then another thing is this, always a threat issued to somebody where they could avoid the threat by just opening their damn mouth, but don't say nothing till after it's over. When it happened, you never said, hey, I'm the one that cut the water off. They threatened to do this to me. Still was bad because it was after the fact, but you could have said something. You didn't say nothing. So he need to get up out of here too. Now let's get back to this guy, Corey Boyd, right? If you notice the ages between 19 and 21, the younger ones is the ones getting caught fastest. You know why? And this is just my opinion. These people that you see doing this type of stuff terrorize their neighborhoods and ain't got nowhere to go after they plan to get out and don't have no forethought or just a means to escape and really go on a run after going on a run from the place that they in. It's almost like catching a mouse and then the mouse run out of the trap and then just hang around the trap and ain't hard to find. It's just how it is nowadays. Here's another thing. Let's go to the last story I showed you where it was talking about the guy, Antoine Massie, right? The guy with the tattoos all over his face. The one that's supposed to be threatening the maintenance man. Now this guy got out. Said he shouldn't have been out anyway because he had a series of different charges that should have warranted him still being locked up. Said he's a known rapist and escape artist. Cut his ankle bracelet off 2 hours after he got it. Me personally, I would get rid of that ankle bracelet stuff. Anytime you get caught doing some crazy stuff, ain't no bond, ain't no nothing, especially something dealing with violence. You will sit where you're at until that whole situation is resolved, whether you're guilty or innocent. See, it seems like the justice system, man, they got all these different loopholes to get people temporary freedom, whether they fighting the case in court. Hell, you got a lawyer, that's what they for. Let them fight it on the outside while you was sitting inside in a place that you put yourself in. Either way, man, there's 5 more people they're looking for. Hopefully they'll get them soon. Community coming together, telling on them when they see these people. This guy with all these damn tattoos on his face ain't hard to find. Either way, man, this whole thing is messed up. And if you really sit back and look at it, all of this came from a maintenance man acting like he was scared and pressured into doing something he could have went and opened his mouth, and none of this would have happened. So I put all this on him, especially if somebody gets hurt, killed, or anything to any citizens out there from these escaped inmates that are out here in the public now. Police are searching for. I'm Stock Market Steve for the Dynamic Reason channel. As always, like, comment, share, and subscribe. I'll see you in the next video. Take care.